All right, guys, what is up to some tips and tricks with Cam? I'm your host, Wolf Thunder Ranger. I just wanted to check something about his talents real quick because I didn't even go over his talent tree when I started. So let's see, damage is at 18 right now. So 20, 24, okay, 28, 32, 36, 46 defensive damage, 44 breaker damage, and 44 strike damage. That's actually a pretty good damage talent tree for Cam, actually, for what he's offering. So health pool is at 18 as well. So 20, 24, 28, 28 health. I guess that's why he has a little bit more damage percentage than most. So that's Cam's talent tree we're working with. All right. So without further ado, let's get this guy started. Now, would you believe it or not, I kind of like the character. I mean, after playing with him a little bit more, obviously I'm not like in love with the character, but I guess I like it a bit. Just, Super Samurai mode was a big mishap on no love for the character, period. But the best I can do is just go with the flow on that. Anyways, okay, so yeah, Cam has some interesting tech that we like to see. The best thing about Cam is actually him being heavy. He stops a lot of combo strings, believe it or not. It's kind of scary. Now, the damage output right there, okay, maybe that does look like a good amount, but I had to really work for that. I know, Cam looks like he's about to land before that thing happens. That's what's so funny. Block, block, go for the breaker again, lock that shield, bam. That's why they made it the middle slot thing, because you got to really picture it. How many people really profit more off a middle slot than a silent? So I think they were trying to think about that. I think they were trying to think about that in the long run. I feel like instead of a silent strike or something, they just let's just silent one entire slot. Because believe it or not, a lot of the heroes in this game do need their middle slot more than they know. Some heroes don't even have that good of primaries. Doing that 6 on a Xandrid player, Jesus Christ, Xandrid is so screwed because all Xandrid strikes are in his freaking middle slot. So characters like Lord Zed can actually suffer from this middle slot fiasco. And I do like how Cam puts you back into beta model mode, where you can tell by the model looks very light. That's just the beta model. So they look so clean and fresh. It's like they got a white polish. But I think that's why I kind of like Cam for that. Middle slot, you have to really think about all these characters that have good middle slots. Guile, other characters, yada yada. It's just that I think they made that attack personally for those types of moments because some characters' primaries aren't that good and their middle slots are better. Red Zio's definitely one of those people. He's definitely one of those people just because there's so many people that definitely need their middles. Primaries for some are a little bit here and there, but it's a good poke to get out of it, if anything. I just feel like they did middle for a reason, and I can see why, because characters with good middle slot spams, you're pretty much silencing that. And most characters' middle slots have their stronger attacks, shields, breaker, heavy breaker damage, heavy strike damage. Like Gold Zio. Gold Zio has heavy damage too in his middle slot. So silencing the middle slot is another good example. Now, if there's a shield in the middle slot, technically you even did a silent defense at that point, and you're just adding insult to injury. I think this dude gave up because I think he was like, all right, I'm done. I give. Yeah, so pretty much you can't really do much, unless my attacks are really quick. Breaker attack. Whoop. 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 I like making noises for that, actually. So we went another round, and I guess he played more this round. I don't know what happened in the last round. But yeah, no, Cam is pretty... He's a good average character. Yes, you can rush him down, but that's why some assists we kind of use for threes. Try to keep the assist slot more threes than anything, so if you had to get out of a sticky situation, you can. See, Cam doesn't even really get sweeped. He legit comes down in 2 seconds. Gold Zio's main combo with his primaries does not affect Cam in the slightest. It's kind of sad. So I go for the breaker again, silence that because it's good I did that because think about it. What can Gold Zio have? Probably a strike or a breaker. But if he has the strike, then obviously I'm going to have a little bit more priority checks. All right, now he's locked again. There, okay, so he uses Ko to get out of it. That's good, that's good. I go for the breaker again because I feel like I can go a little bit breaker heavy if he's running a shield assist, because the odds of him having a breaker and a shield are always going to be pretty high, in my opinion. But that's called a read. If you can read your opponent, you can read Legacy Wars. Another thing I like about Cam, he is pretty quick. Like, I mean, his strike comes out pretty quick, so you can counter a lot of other people's strikes with it that are in mid combo, because that sword slash is like instant. Right when you touch the button, it's like already going. There is no like frame delay. It's legit just going, so that's good. So I'm looking out for this guy, hit him with that sword. I have quick attacks too. So right here is a good situation. My opponent has a shield in his primary. He loses his breaker heavy stuff, so now he's going to try to assist spam it. I waste my shield because I didn't want to die. I landed perfectly, so he was not going to be able to combo. Dragon Shield Jason can stand Trent Cam's high armor output. He falls so fast, except that one time. That was like the one time, but that's because he got him at a really high distance. Any lower, it would not have worked. So I think I was lagging at this situation. I don't know. Oh, I was doing like something, like I was doing like work. Like I had to type something in. I was trying to remember. Like I stopped moving for a bit, so he got like one combo in. So I was just like sitting there, I'm like, how did he not kill me yet? So pretty much it's crazy. It was funny. I'm like, all right. So now that I gave you a nice little head start, let's win this match. Atta! And then go for the breaker, silence the breaker. So he has nothing but shields and strikes. So now I increased my odds more. He wastes his shield. That's not going to help him. I waste my shields. My shields last forever. So we're going to lock up that breaker again. And instead, we'll put him back into crit. Look at that model. It looks so nice. So Cam legit knocks these characters back into beta mode, which is nice. That's the whole point why they're glowing so brightly, because that's the beta model. So it's nice to see Cam really knock the essence out of you, which is great. I love that. It's nice and cool. So now we're fighting Blue Centurion. So what do I got? I got to work with what I have. Again, my only problem with that breaker is the distance from it, because it always has to be timed perfectly. Without a doubt, I just wish it was more consistent, but if you're not in the middle of your opponent, it's not going to work. All right, so we go for breaker heavy again. So this is good lock on for the opponent. He can't do much. All he has is a shield. I mean, I knew what I can do in a match because it's a lock at that point. You know, once you silence the middle and your primary is a shield, you're kind of just stuck with the assist slot. I mean, you got to do with what you got to do. That's why sometimes I go heavy on the shield That's why I go heavy with the breaker damage too, because my breaker's going to work more often than not because of people holding on to certain extents of their attacks. So I just do what I got to do in the match. I mean, that's how you got to play the character. Kick, here comes the shots, but Cam lands so fast, that ain't going to work. And we hit him back up. We use Gemma, use Tommy, use those threes back to back so you can continue the combo. No, I could have killed him too, but I'll do it now. Woohoo! Fun. So is Cam a goodbye? I mean, there's not really much love to the character without Super Samurai mode. I just don't know why they didn't do that. Like, they don't even give Trent like a Super Dino mode. Maybe one day anyway we'll get their crap together and actually give those two characters their super modes, or add some extra stuff for the characters that actually do own the characters. And they say, we added a new function to the character. We hope you enjoy it. So if you have the character unlocked, congratulations. And then they'll be like, oh, if you don't have the character lock, we'll offer you boxes so you can own this character with their new moveset. But I doubt they'll do that because they're not really kind. Anyways, so yeah, Cam, I guess, warrior-wise, he's got potential. He's got potential. I mean, I wouldn't say, yo, this is like Adam busted potential, but, you know, he's a balanced potential. Because everything he does, it's like, I mean, the shield attack doesn't really do much damage. It just does like an average 3,000 for a 4 cost. Then again, I feel bad for Red Zio's attack because we both are doing practically the same. So we slice him up. Look at Red Zio back in beta mode. Bam. Like the only combo that works. Weird, I was trying to do a breaker. I did want to counter that. So we go green V2. And then I go breaker heavy again because most likely sometimes it's a shield breaker shield when you have that shield assist. So I like to go breaker heavy when I can. So yeah, I mean, in conclusion with the character, it's like, yeah, he's good, and he's like, he's fun to have. I mean, he does a lot of work. It's just, it's just the damage output's not there. So obviously he's one of these snide type characters. Like if you really pump him up to like snide status, like I did, where I'm like, oh, I have doubts about a character, but I go back to the snide formula. I mean, I guess it's a character that needs to have maxed out everything to really feel like a heavy damaging character. But that's like most characters, but Cam, there's no exception to it. Cam needs it more than anything. So if you do whale him appropriately, get him to 5, max out the tree, and I'm pretty sure Cam's going to hit a lot harder than you think. Oh, was I supposed to fall for that? You thought. Hey, how's it going? Hilarious. So V2 gives you enough time to get that air game into that 6 cost, and that's why we run V2. And we knock Quantum back into beta. Look how smooth the model looks now. All right, guys, we are done with tips and tricks with Cam. Thanks for watching. Be good. Stay safe. Until the next new character or a next anti-meta remaster. Peace.